Okay, we got the QDC V14. Let's segue from a $19 IEM yesterday to a $3,000 set. Don't run away. Let's take a look at it. This is the box that it comes in. A little bit of sliding sound. Don't know what that is. Open it up and it's got one of those I'm a display case now type of profiles on it, which is pretty cool. You've got the 2.5 termination, the standard 3.5, and then a 4.4. So this is becoming a regular occurrence. And for this price, I would expect that that would be the case. Take this out. You got a nice choice of stars, QDC. I don't know if that's a new phrase or from before. And then inside it's got a, I guess you can wrap your cable around that. Go ahead and put that to the side. First thing you might notice is that you recognize this cable because it's something that other companies use as well. It's got a termination that's similar to the Dunu, so that you can switch out your plug so you don't need another cable. I'll say honestly that I'm a little disappointed by the cable quality because I do Hi-Fi and this is not it's well made, but it's not. I was expecting something a little bit better. $3,000, you got to keep that in mind. My expectations are high. I want all the little things done well. This is the set. Go ahead and put the cable down. I'm not going to put it under UV light so that you can see the reflection of like green, and because I simply don't care. The shell itself has got a titanium cap like the MEST. While I'm talking, that Odyssey set right there, LCD2, is going to be coming up for review. It's a loaner. Thank you for waiting, dude. I need to get the 1/4 inch to 3.5 adapter so I can graph it. Anyway, back to this. It's got a sparkly type of texture. The fit is quite good. We're going to do a little listening session before we put this to sleep for today. It's got a little gold trim around it. It is, I'd consider it beautiful. I think it looks nice. I like it better than the Anole VX, because that was like you could kind of see the drivers on the inside and then you could kind of not. And that tip is not one to, then you don't go on. So that is the earphones. Place them gently because of their price. And then you've got this. You just crack this open. It's for the earphones. It's for the terminations. And inside you've got literature, warranty, pretty sure. Inside here you've got adapter, 1/4 inch adapter, airplane, tips, and a cleaner. I'll be honest right up front and say that for $3,000, which is twice the price of a MEST, aside from the fold-out profile, who cares about cases? When you spend this much money, I do, and I've said that in several videos, I'd like the whole thing to be really nice. If these are the best earphones I've ever heard in my life, then I guess that can all be somewhat forgiven, but I think companies could try a little harder. Sony IER Z1R has done it 6 years ago. Nice simple case. It feels like leather. It's got doors that open up. It's small, it's compact, it's very effective in its storage, and it was done years ago. And that set costs half the price of this. So there's where my inner rage comes from. It's been done years ago. I don't think Sony is interested in cutting into their bottom line a lot. They probably sourced a lot of that from China. This company, I think, comes from China. You could do a better job, so please do a better job. This has got 16 configurations, but they're giving you a big type. Sometimes these things come with a real small font like this, and it gets on my nerves. This is very, very easy to read. Pop is all switches up. Classical is the 2 left ones up, the 2 right ones, the 2 left ones down, the 2 right ones up. So we're looking at this. This is the top. R&B, up, down, down, up. ACG, opposite, down, up, down. Overtone, 3 downs, and then the final one is up. And then standard is all down. I'm actually sticking with the R&B rock, and I'll show you that graph when I go ahead and start listening. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put this back inside here. So packaging is similar to a lot of stuff that's many times more affordable. Does it sound as good as this? Not really the point if you're listening to what I'm saying. So a lot of the companies now, they're charging more, putting in basically fake snake oil cables. But they are, in fact, nice cables. They just don't happen to be worth the ridiculous money people are claiming. Like the Aurelius, I think, or whatever that's called, that bird thing that nobody's graphed, which is very strange, has a cable that retails for $2,000. Who would pay for that? But it does look nice, and it is premium to have. And this is really I have this cable with other stuff that I've gotten. I can literally dig it out and find it for you, except for this change in the termination, which is, I guess, valuable or not. I don't know. But I'll go ahead and shut this down and do some listening. Okay, initial impressions of the QDC V14. It's a very good set. It plays my library very good. It's a better set than the V10 or VX Anole. It had 10 BAs. This has 10 BAs plus 4 ASTs. I think this has much better micro detail. I found the Anole VX to be boring. I did a trade. I got it. I bought it again. It is much like the U12T in that it's probably something more aimed for production, mixing, mastering, self-monitoring. It's not pushing anything into your face. It's not denying you anything. You're not struggling. However, it lacks a sense of authenticity and musicality. But it's designed for different stuff. So I find this to be a better set than that. If we take a look at the graph real quick, this is the unique melody. This is corrected at 1 kilohertz. This is in the rock profile. I need to show you something, and this is how it comes stock, which is this one. And you can see it's got more energy at 9 kilohertz. And that was notable to me because when I first listened to it, I thought, holy shit, that's really intense. And I looked at the graph and thought, that shouldn't sound like that. But ESTs, 9K, it was noticeable. It was sticking out, and I busted out the card and checked out what's the rock profile, which is the bigger blue. So these two, the red and the blue, are being done by BAs. Going to take out this stock version, and then we've got the highest BA. BAs don't sound like dynamic drivers because they don't have that same tactile or even that same decay that dynamics have. But you can simulate the force, the initial impact, by elevating the BA a little, kind of a compensation curve to simulate a dynamic driver. And you're not going to get the penalty of creating a haze over mids because it's not a dynamic driver. It doesn't need the same recovery time. So they tune the bass and the rock and R&B profile perfectly. And then the treble is excellent. It would be, if you listen to this and you get this set, or you demo it and you think it's a little intense, switch it to the rock one, which I believe is up, down, down, up. And that is what I'm evaluating on. I think it sounds like a great set. These are just quick impressions, but I think the rock would be the one to go with. Low frequency hits sound great. Bass guitar and drums playing together. Ozzy Osbourne's vocals, which again can be screeching, screaming, super annoying, was totally fine. The cymbal strike on Can't Find My Way Home was good in rock and R&B profile. It was a little bit too intense in the stock out of the box profile. Everything else in my library that I listened to, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, some acoustics, some dual acoustics, like a cappella almost, like 4 vocalists singing. I thought all of it sounded really good. The bassist on Dire Straits, Sultan of Swing, supposed to be pinning it down, not supposed to sound like he's back, not supposed to sound like he's bleeding and bothering Mark's vocals. Everything, so far, nothing steps wrong once I put it in the correct configuration. The thing that you're going to have to consider is $3,000, and if that's what you're willing to pay for an improved Anole. And a lot of people be like, yeah, this will probably suit you. It matches my library, but because the Mest exists, I'd probably stick with that. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't wreck or consider other options. If you find the Mest not to be your thing, this would probably be. It's going to be more pricey though, $3,000. The prices that they're asking for earphones recently is getting nuts, isn't it? Seriously. Let's put them in plastic boxes like Jason or Ryan's. Sorry about that. Ryan's Anole or Odyssey LCD2, which will be coming up. Put them in a plastic case. Keep them nice and safe. $3,000. Anyway, full review will be coming. I'll probably compare it with the Mest. That's a tough order. It's double the price, and I don't think it's quite the same. in its quality with my library, and I'll be specific with that. If there's any other sets you'd like to hear in comparison with it, I could do that. The Sony IR-Z1R, U12T, other sets like that. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section, and I'll make it happen. And I'm out.